Good afternoon, everyone. This is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We're here in the Whitehall podcast studio as part of the Whitehall Girls Track and Field Media Day 2024. It's Monday, April 15th, and we're happy to have with us three guests on the podcast. Two of them are veterans. They've been on it, I think, in cross country. We have juniors Adeline Britton and Cammie Cry. How you guys doing?
Good. Good, how are you?
Good, doing well, thank you. Now we have a senior, new to this podcast, but no stranger to podcast. And it's Jenna Smolin. How you doing? Senior.
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here.
Well, you've done podcasts. Tell us a little bit about what you've done. It's through school and everything.
Not a lot, but we did it for this English class, pre-AP English. We were doing like a fairy tale unit. We had to talk about it with a partner on the podcast, and I also did like a podcast style video for a Gov project. We had me and my friend had mics in front of us. I did want to take a podcast class this year, but I couldn't. It didn't work with my schedule.
And what'd you learn doing podcasts?
It's something I would like to do on my own, because just that dialogue, that conversation with people, that's natural. It's not scripted or anything.
No, that's how it should be, right?
Yeah, to you. And I just like it a lot. I like talking with other people. It's fun. I like listening to podcasts a lot too.
So it sounds like she likes to run. I know you guys do as well. What can you guys say, Adeline and Cammie, for how this girl, Jenna, runs?
She runs great. She's a great contribution to our relays, and she really helps.
Yeah, she kind of pulls our relay together with her time and just her effort, because she'll always try her hardest.
And Jenna, you just signed recently. Was it Elmhurst University?
Yeah, it's a private D3 school, but.
And what'd you like about it?
I really like where it's at. Right outside of Chicago, 25 minutes on the metro. I really like the campus. Really nice campus, really nice departments and facilities. And I really like the coach and the team. The team has a really good family vibe, really inclusive and inviting and very supportive. Just making everyone feel like they belong there. And I like the mascot, Blue Jays. I think that's cool. And it's still a good opportunity, because still they go against all divisions. And they still go to nationals, people who qualify. They just were running in California last week, the people who qualified for it. They went down there.
What do you want to study?
I kind of switched my stuff a bit, but right now we're on track for political science, but pre-law. So I'm going to be doing mock trial and hopefully going to law school after my 4-year degree. But if I don't do that, then I would love to be a professor in government or civics or history or political science. So I'd get my PhD.
Well, since you've done a podcast or podcasts, why don't you interview your teammates? Anything track or related or not related, doesn't matter, so we can learn more about them. So
for Cammie, I'll start with you. What are your goals past your high school track career? Do you have any? I'm assuming you want to run in college.
Yeah, I do want to run in college or just enjoy the sport of running, because I think it's something that should be fun and something that shouldn't be forced, and I think it's something that benefits your body and mind.
Yeah, and same for you, Adeline. What are your plans, goals, aspirations? Do you have any individual standards you want to meet for yourself? Because I know I have standards I want to meet.
I'm actually thinking if I even want to run in college, because I just think that maybe I'll want to just focus on school, or if it'll be too much work. But even if I don't run in college, I think I'm going to start doing some marathons and probably start marathon training after high school, so I can start doing some of those right away. And yeah, I want to just do a couple marathons in my life. So
yeah, I would like to as well, but I don't know if I'm built for that.
More of a sprinter, right?
Yeah, I don't mind mid distance though. I'm kind of getting more into the 800, but that's mainly to help with my 400.
And you have a sister on the team. So do you. Jenna's sister Emmy. Who's faster?
Me.
Is it even close?
We always race each other. We're always in the same heat next to each other. Just at the last meet in the 100, we were by each other, same lane. She thinks she's faster than me, but no.
And then what about the Britton sisters? Who's about?
Probably me, but we do different events now too. So.
Yeah, I noticed that because when we checked in today for media day, I knew you were doing more distance stuff, and she was kind of maybe a little more mid distance and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, she just started doing like a bunch of jumps and hurdles like out of nowhere. She just started that all this year.
Yeah. So Cammie, you mentioned something interesting earlier about how a few minutes ago about running and for your health, physical and mental. And could you speak more maybe to the mental aspect and what that does for you? Maybe it's different for everybody, but what it does for you just to get out there and get in that zone.
I feel like for me, just going on a run clears my mind. If I like have a stressful school day or just like, I think it finishes my day or starts my day really well.
Do you start your day often with a run?
It depends. On the weekends I do, but then usually after school I'll run.
Yeah. You want to get some extra sleep on the weekdays, right?
Yeah.
Before having to get up. But so what was the first meet of? I think it was your first meet. You might have had an indoor, I guess, before that, right? But the Newaygo Invite last Friday, your first outdoor meet, I guess, maybe of the season. How'd that go for you guys?
I think everyone can relate to this. It was not enjoyable with the cold weather and the wind. I don't think, like, all of us, we were not on our best game. I know me personally, I was not running, like, as fast as I wanted to. But even with that, I still think I did pretty good, yeah.
There you go.
I won my heat for my 200 prelims, and I placed 4th in the finals and got a medal and scored. I almost made it with my 100, and then I think with the relay in the end, even though I wasn't feeling the best, I think, I still pulled through and did it. And I still think we did pretty good with that relay, even though I wasn't running my best split for that.
Now, you guys more distance runners. It was beautiful over the weekend. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer what was Friday, or do you prefer something in the middle as far as climate goes?
I prefer warmer weather usually for like training, and I like the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like more. Sometimes the summer is just too hot for me, but I'll take like warmer weather over all the wind on Friday.
All right, and then what are your big meets coming up?
We have conference, I think in May, and then the city meet and region.
Yeah, we have a Grand Rapids Elite.
Oh, yeah.
invite on
2 weeks from now?
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's the day.
Is that the one at night or not?
No,
That's gonna be like all day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like start early.
Is that at Houseman Field maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the differences? You didn't run cross, did you?
No, I tried it before for like 2 weeks in 8th grade, but it was just too much running like every day. But I think if I tried it again, I'd like it a bit more.
And
I
for you,
definitely liked more distance now. Like I go on regular like 2 mile runs, and I like it a lot.
for you guys, how is it different between cross country season and then going out of the track during track season?
I feel like for track, you can always expect a time, and you know what you're going to run unless you have a bad day. And then whereas cross country, you have hills, and then you have all these challenges. And I feel like you can't base your time, and it's mainly just how you perform.
Yeah, like just the races are so different, and training like varies a lot. They're like a lot different cross country from track is.
And then I want you guys to kind of characterize each other just as people more so than as runners. So go ahead and start, Jenna, and just talk about each of these teammates in front of you and just how they are as people and as teammates as opposed to maybe just talent.
I'll start with Cammie. I would say she's just a very strong person, like mentally and spiritually. Like, she just looks so strong running, and she's always putting in 110% effort at practice. This can go for Adeline as well. Like, they're always working the hardest, doing the hardest workouts, and always finishing it. So just that attitude of not giving up and giving your best. And she's also extremely just supportive teammate. Like, she always like tells me like good job at practice or after a race, and I really appreciate that. Like, just that team feeling. That's what I love about track, really. Not about myself, but like supporting other people and watching them race. I really like that aspect. And I don't know, it's just crazy how much she runs to me, but like it's cool, like it's aspiring or inspiring. And then with Adeline, like honestly the same, just so hardworking, just a great teammate, very supportive, like always in a good mood, always positive, bringing that positive energy and boosting the morale like when we need it. And I love being on a relay with them a lot. It's a lot of fun. Like, it's exciting. We had some really good moments last season with it. And I would really like to take our 4x4 to state, but we just need that last person to be there. But I think we could definitely make it. I know every year we try and we come really close, and I know the other teams have come close every year. But I would love for that to happen.
And Adeline, your turn to kind of talk about the other two teammates here on the podcast.
Well, me and Cammie are really good friends, so I feel like just being close with her, I know that she's just always tries to have a positive attitude about things. She's always trying her hardest, not just like with running, but with school and just with everything she does. And she always has a positive attitude. If someone's like complaining or like bringing the whole like team like positivity down, she'll be there trying to bring it right back up. Jenna, she's really hardworking too. I noticed like at track, not just at the meets, but at practice, even though she might be like a little quieter, she's always still trying her hardest. And if someone like is to ask her about something, like she's helpful and just a really hard worker.
Your turn, Cammie.
Okay, so I think for Jenna, she's always consistent, and then I think she always puts in 110%, like she said too. I always see her stretching, and I see her doing laps, and I always know that she's putting in the work to be the speed she is, and she's always very strong. And then Adeline, she also has the positive mindset, and I think she's mentally very strong, because I think we always run together in the winter, and that's really tough in the conditions, and usually she doesn't complain, and it is nice.
All right, anything else to add about the season or any goals that you guys have, either individually or as a team? Touched on it a little bit, but just to wrap up the podcast, any closing thoughts?
One just big goal of mine this year is to qualify for state in the 800, because I came close last year, but that's really my biggest goal this year.
My goal is to also qualify for state in the 800 mile, and then hopefully get a PR in both of them.
My biggest goal is I really want to see, with my 400, I really want to see like 62, 63 by the end of the season, because I know I can get that. And I know I should be there. Like, I want to get as close to 60 flat as possible before college. And I just want to be like more consistent around 65. And I'd love to PR my 200 as well, like at least like break 28 and get into the 27s. But I really got to work on my 100 first for that. And I want to PR in that as well, like break 14, get into the 13s. But yeah, I think that's it for me.
You need to be training with training in your 400.
I know.
So, but best luck to you guys, and look forward to seeing you out there. Thanks for being at Media Day and on the podcast. Hope you guys are having fun, and we enjoyed having you. So we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.